Let me tell you something right now. 2025, this ain't business as usual. This year, the grind is personal. This ain't about flexing for Instagram. This ain't about showing up for likes. This ain't about who's watching. Because this grind is between you and you. They told you to chase the bag. But I'm telling you, chase your purpose. Because if it don't mean nothing to you deep down in your soul, you gonna quit when it gets hard. I'm talking about waking up with the fire so deep that even on your worst day, you don't stop. Because this grind, it's not for applause. It's for impact. It's for legacy. It's for peace. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. Let them sleep. But while they snoozing, you building. While they scrolling, you sacrificing. While they waiting, you executing. That's 2025. You ain't grinding but clout. You're grinding for your family. You're grinding for your mental health. You're grinding for your calling. You ain't coming to participate. You're coming to dominate. Let me break something down for you real quick. The reason so many people fall off in February, March, by the time summer hits, they done, is because their grind ain't rooted in purpose. Their grind is rooted in popularity. They showing up not because they're hungry, but because they're hoping somebody sees them, claps for them, reposts them, tells them you got this. And the moment nobody claps, they stop. The moment nobody validates them, they fold. Listen to me. If the only reason you're working is because you want somebody else to say a good job, then you already lost. You're already behind. Because the people who win in this game, the people who grind for real, they're not looking to be seen. They're not working to impress. They're not chasing likes. They chasing legacy. They chasing impact. They chasing that voice inside that says, you were made for more. 2025 is not the year for performance. This ain't theater. This ain't the year to pretend you hungry, to look motivated on the gram, to flex with a quote that you don't even live by. This is the year of truth. This is the year of authenticity. And authenticity only happens when you stop grinding for the crowd and start grinding for your calling. See, when you grind for popularity, your mood controls your movement. If you feel good, you go hard. If it's raining, you slow down. If the followers drop, your energy drops. But when you grind for purpose, none of that matters. When you grind for something that's in your DNA, something that burns in your chest, something that keeps you up at night because you know you were born to make a difference, then you don't need motivation. The purpose is the motivation. The purpose is the motivation. I've seen too many people with talent, with resources, with connections. They had everything. But because they weren't rooted in purpose, they disappeared the moment things got inconvenient. But I've seen others, people with nothing, no support, no money, no platform, but they had a purpose so strong, you couldn't stop them if you tried. And that's who I'm talking to today. The one that's tired of pretending, tired of trying to impress, tired of being in the crowd when you know deep down you were meant to lead the pack. You think popularity pays your bills. You think popularity builds character? Nah, you could be popular today and forgotten tomorrow. That's why people burn out. They get addicted to being seen. And the moment they're not in the spotlight, they don't know who they are anymore. But when you got purpose, you can go 6 months in silence. You can go a whole year with nobody calling your name, and you still grind. You still wake up at 5 a.m. You still go to the gym. You still build your business. Because the mission don't stop just because the camera's off. Let me ask you something. If nobody ever saw you again, no social media, no claps, no praise, would you still do the work? Would you still write the book? Would you still practice? Would you still push yourself? If the answer is no, then your grind ain't personal. It's performative. Purpose is the reason why you don't give up when it gets hard. Purpose is why you sacrifice now to celebrate later. Purpose is why you keep pushing when everybody else taps out. Because deep down, you know you're not working for attention. You're working for a calling, a purpose so personal that it don't matter who walks away, who doubts you, who don't believe in you. You believe in you. You believe in you. You can't fake purpose. You can't Photoshop discipline. You can't filter hustle. In 2025, it's going to be exposed. That fake grind is going to show. That copy dream, it's going to collapse. Because if you're not doing it from the inside out, the world's pressure will crush you. But if you're built on purpose, you'll rise no matter what's stacked against you. People ask me all the time, how do you stay consistent? And I tell them it's easy. I'm not doing this for applause. I'm doing this because I know what it feels like to be broke. I know what it feels like to be overlooked. Feels like to be overlooked. I know what it feels like to wake up and not love the life you're living. And I made a decision. I ain't going back. That's why I grind the way I grind. That's why I show up even when I'm tired. Because it's personal. So if you're gonna grind this year, make it count. Don't do it to prove them wrong. Do it to prove you right. Don't do it to go viral. Do it to go vertical. Grow. Elevate. Rise. Get out of survival mode. You ain't here to just make it. You're here to make a difference. You're here to walk in purpose. Because popularity might open a door, but only purpose will keep you in the room. Everybody want to be motivated. Everybody waiting on the right moment, the right vibe, the right energy to hit so they can go chase their dreams. Let me tell you something real right now. Motivation is a liar. Motivation is a temporary feeling that shows up when life feels good. It comes when the sun is out, the money's right, when everything's lining up. But the moment things get heavy, the moment your bank account look funny, the moment you tired, the moment somebody don't clap for you, that motivation disappears. Now you sitting there talking about, I don't feel like it. You don't feel like it. Who told you it was about feeling like it? The people who make it, the ones who elevate, who win, who dominate, they ain't motivated, they're disciplined. They don't move based on feeling. They move based on principle. They move based on principle. They move based on commitment. They show up tired. They show up frustrated. They show up broke, but they still show up. See, discipline don't ask how you feel. Discipline don't care if it's cold outside. Discipline don't check your mood. It checks your mindset. And in 2025, if you're still waiting to feel inspired before you take action, you're gonna get left. Because this year ain't for the emotional. It's for the consistent. It's for the ones who do it anyway. When I started waking up at 3 a.m., it wasn't because I was motivated. It was because I made a decision, a vow to myself that I was done being average. I stopped treating my goals like a hobby. You can't treat a dream like it's something you do when it's convenient. You gotta treat it like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. Your future depends on it. Your family depends on it. Your peace depends on it. And if you're real about this, if you're serious about 2025 being your year, then you gotta switch gears from hype to habit. You gotta start living by routine, not emotion. Because there are gonna be days when you don't wanna do it, days you wanna sleep in, days you feel lost. And if motivation is all you got, then you're gonna break every time the storm hits. Let me give it to you straight. The gym don't care how you feel. That book you wanna write don't care about your emotions. That business, that brand, that dream, they ain't got time for your excuses. If you don't build discipline, you're gonna stay in the same place hoping for better days while the ones will grit past you up. You think the greats wanted to do it every day? You think Kobe wanted to shoot 1,000 shots after a loss? You think Serena loved every morning on the court when her body was sore? You think entrepreneurs loved every rejection, every late night, every failure? Nah, but they kept going. Not because they were motivated, but because they were rooted in discipline. Discipline is when your actions align with your goals, even when your feelings don't. Discipline is showing up when nobody's watching. Discipline is telling yourself, we do this regardless. Look, discipline is the reason you wake up and grind even when your heart's heavy, even when your back's against the wall, even when the results are slow. Because you understand if I stop now, I stay broke. If I stop now, I stay broke. If I stop now, I stay stuck. If I stop now, I never know what could have been. And that's what drives me, not motivation, but the pain of regret. I'd rather suffer through discipline than live with the pain of what if. What if I push harder? What if I didn't quit? What if I stay consistent? Some of y'all need to stop chasing hype and start chasing habits. You need to put your phone down, pick your discipline up, and grind. You need to stop waiting on the next Monday or next month after the holiday and realize you don't need more time, you need more commitment. In 2025, it's not about feeling good. It's about doing good. It's about doing good. It's about executing the plan even when your body's tired and your spirit's weak. Because your future self is watching. Your legacy is waiting. And discipline is the bridge between your goals and your greatness. So stop waking up asking, do I feel like it? Start waking up declaring, it's already done. Lock in. Get focused. Because if you can master discipline this year, you can master your destiny. I'm gonna say this once, and I need you to hear me with everything in you. No, more excuses. You hear what I'm saying? In 2025, we're not carrying that weak energy. We're not carrying that victim mentality. We're not playing that blame game no more. We done with that. We're finished. Over. Excuses are nothing but lies you tell yourself to feel better about quitting. That's it. Excuses are comfort food for the lazy. They're weapons of mass destruction for the undisciplined. You keep saying, I don't have time. Well, you got time to scroll. You got time to binge watch. You got time to gossip. You got time to gossip. You got time for Netflix, for TikTok, for everything that don't serve your destiny. But you don't have time for your dream. Stop lying to yourself. Be real. It's not that you don't have time. It's that you don't have priority. You don't have urgency. You don't value your dream like you say you do. Because if you did, you make time. You cut some things. You say no to what's easy and yes to what's necessary. People tell me that you don't understand I didn't grow up with support. Guess what? Me neither. Yeah, I didn't have a father in my life. Me neither. My environment was toxic. So was mine. So what's your point? What's your point? You think success comes with a welcome mat? You think the world gonna hand it to you because life was unfair? Life been unfair. Life don't care about your past. The world ain't moved by your excuses. It's moved by your execution. And that's the difference maker. Some people stay in the pain. They rehearse it, replay it, build a home in it. While others use that same pain as fuel. They take that brokenness and build. They take the rejection and rise. They take every no and make it a reason to go harder. You gotta make a decision. Are you gonna keep telling the story or are you gonna change the ending? I'm not saying your trauma don't matter. I'm saying it's time to take control. I'm saying what happened to you isn't your fault, but what you do next is. You can't change the cards you were dealt, but you sure can change how you play him. And some of y'all got royalty in your blood, but peasant habit. You act like you powerless when in reality, you just won't commit. You want change? Then stop making space for excuses and start making room for responsibility. You're not tired. You're uninspired. You're not stuck. You're stubborn. You know what you need to do, but you keep waiting for perfect conditions. Newsflash, there's no such thing as the perfect time. You gotta start messy, start scared, start broke, start unqualified. Just start. Excuses are the enemy of execution. They sound good, they feel safe, but they cost you your future. Every time you choose to delay, to hesitate, to complain, you lose ground. You give time, energy, and momentum to your competition. While you were explaining why you couldn't, they were out there doing it. While you were making excuses, they were making moves. And don't come to me talking about, it's not that easy. I know it ain't easy. I know it ain't easy. I never said it was. But just because it's hard don't mean it's impossible. You think it's supposed to be comfortable. Success lives on the other side of discomfort. Discipline starts where your excuses stop. Growth begins where your comfort zone ends. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna keep waiting for motivation to strike? Or are you gonna build the habit of doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it? You keep saying, I'll try. No, stop trying. Stop doing. Stop talking, stop working. You either make progress or you make excuses, but you can't do both. Not this year, not in 2025. You've already sacrificed too much time, too many opportunities, too much potential. It's time to cash in. It's time to stop blaming your pee and start building your future. You've got dreams that are still alive, but barely breathing, and every excuse you make is suffocating them. Every excuse you make is another nail in the coffin of your calling. You think you got time, but time don't owe you nothing. You've already been given a gift. The next move is yours. So stop waiting on somebody to save you. You don't need a savior. You need a standard. Raise your standard. Hold yourself accountable. Because the truth is, the only thing between you and the life you want is the excuse you're still holding on to. So drop it, let it go, and get to work. You keep running from the pain like it's the enemy, like it's this monster out to get you. But I need you to flip the script right now because your pain is not your punishment. Your pain is your power. You hear me? That pain, that hurt, that betrayal, that loss, that trauma, it ain't there to stop you. It's there to fuel you, to wake you up. to break you open so something greater can come out of you. You thought the pain was meant to destroy you, but it was meant to develop you. See, everybody wants purpose. Everybody wants success. Everybody want to go to the next level. But don't nobody want the pain that comes with it. You think greatness is birthed in comfort? Nah, greatness is forged in the fire. It's born when everything goes wrong, but you still get up. It's born when people walk away and you still stay committed. It's born in silence and tears, in late nights with no applause. It's born in pain. You keep praying for strength, but when pain shows up, you run. You keep asking God to elevate you, but when trials come, you panic. What if I told you the pain is the answer? What if I told you that everything you went through, every betrayal, every failure, every scar was allowed because it was the only way to make you into the beast you were called to be? I ain't talking about fake motivation. I'm talking about using the deepest hurt in your life as fuel to go further than anybody ever imagined. I'm talking about taking the brokenness and turning it into fire. You ever met somebody who's been through hell and still standing? That's a different kind of human. That's a person who ain't afraid of the dark no more because the dark made them who they are. Stop waiting for perfect condition. Stop waiting for the pain to go away. Stop waiting for the wounds to heal before you move. Move while IT hurts. Build while you bleed. Grind with tears in your eye. Show up broken, but show up. Because that pain, it's not a wall, it's a weapon. But only if you own it. Too many people numb the pain instead of learning from it. They distract themselves, they medicate, they scroll, they escape, but they never face it. You gotta face it. You gotta sit with it. You gotta let that pain teach you what comfort never could. Because pain will show you who your real friends are. Pain will reveal what you're made of. Pain will cut off the fake and force you to lean on faith. And when you get through it, you're not the same. You're stronger, wiser, sharper, hungrier. I remember sleeping in abandoned buildings. I remember eating out of trash cans. I remember crying myself to sleep, wondering if I'd make it out. But guess what? I used that pain. I didn't let it paralyze me. I let it push me. I said, this will not be my story. I said, this will not be my story. And some of you got pain, but you're wasting it. You're letting it crush you instead of sharpen you. You don't grow on the mountaintop. You grow in the valley. You grow in the valley. You grow when it's dark, when it's lonely, when you're forced to dig deep and discover the version of yourself that only pain could introduce you to. That version of you, that's the one that wins. That's the one that breaks generational curses. That's the one that walks in room. Nobody expected them to enter. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna let the pain define you or drive you? Are you gonna let it be your reason to quit or your reason to go harder? You can either cry about it or grind through it, but you can't do both. You think pain is your enemy, but it's your ally. It's reminding you that you're alive. It's reminding you that there's something inside you worth fighting for. The question is, will you answer the call or will you keep retreating into comfort? Let them laugh. Let them doubt. Let them talk. While they run from pain, you rise through it. While they quit, you grind. While they hide, you shine. Not in spite of the pain, but because of it. You already survived it. Now it's time to use it. You keep asking for transformation, but you still sleeping in. You still waking up late, hitting the snooze button like your dream can wait, like your purpose is on pause. Listen to me. You will never dominate the day if you keep surrendering your mornings. You keep giving the first part of your day to comfort, and then you wonder why the rest of your day falls apart. The morning ain't just the start of your day. The morning is where your mindset is made. Your momentum, it begins before the world even opens its eyes. The real dogs, the real grinders, they up before the sun. They up when it's quiet, when there's no noise, no distractions, just that internal battle between discipline and desire. And every day they win that battle, they stack power, they build strength. Because they understand this truth. How you start your day determines how you finish your year. You want 2025 to be different? Then start with the first hour of your day. That's the foundation. That's where habits are formed. That's where clarity is built. That's where warriors are made. See, most people wake up reactive. They roll over and check their phone. Notifications, messages, social media. They're already plugged into chaos before their feet even hit the ground. And then they wonder why their life feels overwhelming. But champions, they wake up intentionally. They wake up with purpose. They don't chase the day, they command it. They say, this is my time. This is my moment. I don't care what yesterday was. I don't care what I feel like. I'm gonna win this morning. You think I feel like waking up at 3 a.m. every day? You think my body loves it? Nah. But my purpose requires it. My assignment demands it. You gotta ask yourself, what am I sacrificing my future for? An extra hour of sleep. Sleep feels good for now, but that discipline will feel better forever. You wanna be elite, or you still doing average things? You still sleeping like you already made it. You still hitting snooze like your goals can wait. The devil don't even have to stop you. Your habits already doing the job. And I ain't just talking about waking up early. I'm talking about owning your time. I'm talking about waking up with structure, with vision, with gratitude. You don't just wake up and move. You wake up and set the tone. You speak life over your goals. You work out, you read, you pray, you meditate. You get in alignment with who you're trying to become. Because success ain't something you bump into. Success is built brick by brick, hour by hour, morning by morning. When you master your mornings, you master your mindset. When you own that first hour, the rest of the day bows to your will. You walk into meetings different. You show up for your family different. You handle stress different. Because you started your day with power, not panic. I used to be reactive too. I used to wake up late, run out the house, no plan, no focus, and every day felt like survival mode until one day I made a decision. I said, I'm not living like this anymore. I'm not waking up running behind my life. I'm waking up and running toward it. That was the day everything changed. And I'm telling you, you have that power too. You keep saying you want to level up, but your mornings don't match your mission. You want to win, but your habits don't match your hunger. You got to align your actions with your aspirations, because dreams don't come alive when you're sleeping. They come alive when you wake up and execute. I don't care what your past mornings look like. You can start today. Set your alarm. Get up. Get quiet. Get focused. Start small if you need to, but start strong, because the world won't give you your greatness. You got to wake up and take it. Every single day. This ain't motivation. This is strategy. This is how you separate yourself from average. Because average people sleep through opportunity. And average people hit snooze on destiny. But the chosen ones, they don't wait for the world to hand them the day. They take it. They own it. They command it. So tomorrow, when that alarm goes off, don't even think. Don't negotiate with your feelings. Don't debate with your doubts. Just get up and go get what's already yours, but only if you're willing to rise and grind for it. You say you want success. You say you want to be great. You say 2025 is your year, but you're distracted. Every time it's time to lock in, you scroll. Every time it's time to grind, you grab your phone. Every time life gets quiet, you run from the silence like it's the enemy. And I'm here to tell you, you'll never reach your destiny if you keep dancing with distraction. You can't focus on your future when you're glued to your feed. You can't build discipline when your screen time is 10 hours a day. You want results, but you don't want to disconnect. You want peace, but you stay plugged into chaos. You want clarity, but you fill your mind with noise 24/7. Listen to me. You're not stuck. You're just surrounded by too much stuff, too much stimulation, too many voices, too many opinions, too many alerts pulling your attention away from the only thing that matters, the work. Let me keep it 100 with you. You're not going to elevate until you eliminate. Yeah? Eliminate the junk. Eliminate the gossip. Eliminate the entertainment addiction. Eliminate the constant need to be entertained. You weren't born to be a consumer. You were born to be a creator. But you can't create at your highest level when your attention is being stolen every 5 minutes by a ping, a ding, or a trend. How you supposed to hear from God when you're always hearing from everyone else? How you gonna write the book, launch the brand, build the dream when you keep checking for likes? You checking for feedback from people who don't even believe in themselves. You chasing validation from people who gave up on their own goals 10 years ago. And now you're out here trying to build a life based on opinions from people who ain't even living. You gotta cut it for real. You gotta cut it for real. You gotta detox your mind. You gotta go dark. You gotta say, for the next 30, 60, 90 days, I'm not letting distractions dominate me. I'm cutting off the noise. I'm cutting off the comfort. I'm cutting off everything that's not aligned with the mission. Because distractions don't just delay you, they destroy you, slowly, quietly, without even noticing. They eat away at your ambition. One scroll becomes 20 minutes. One episode becomes 3 hours. One call becomes a gossip session. And before you know it, the day is gone. And you did nothing to get closer to your goal. Don't tell me you don't have time. Tell me you don't have focus. And it's not just about your phone. It's about your life structure. Some of y'all got toxic people around you who are walking distractions. You trying to grow, they trying to chill. You talking about goals, they talking about goals, they talking about drama. You trying to build, they treat a party, and you too scared to cut them off. But let me ask you, do they feed your purpose or feed your excuses? If it's the second one, you already know what time it is. In 2025, we're not negotiating with distractions anymore. Not this year. This year is personal. This year is strategic. This year, every minute matters. Because when you lose focus, you lose everything. You know how powerful you could be if you just locked in for 90 days? You know how far ahead you could be if you turn your phone off and turn your grind on? You know how free your mind would feel to place scrolling with studying? If you replace complaining with creating? There's somebody out there with half your talent but double your focus, and they're winning. Not because they're better, but because they're locked in. Because while you were distracted, they were developing. While you were browsing, they were building. While you were consuming, they were creating the life you keep dreaming about. And I ain't saying cut the world off forever. I'm saying take control of your environment. Take control of your focus. Don't let distractions rob you blind while you sit there, wondering why you're not growing. You got the potential, you got the dream, you got the heart. But none of it means anything if your attention is scattered, if your energy is divided, if your eyes are everywhere except on the vision. Focus is the new flex. Discipline is the new drip. Silence is the new success. And the real power, it comes when you can be surrounded by noise, but still stay in your zone. And still stay in your word. Still stay in your grind. Still stay in your lane. Because in a world full of distractions, the one who can focus wins. You keep wondering why you're tired, why you're burned out, why you got the talent, you got the vision, you got the heart, but no fuel in the tank. I'll tell you why. You're leaking energy in places that don't deserve your power. You're giving yourself to situations, to people, to habits that don't pour back into you. And in 2025, if it ain't pouring back, it's draining you. And if it's draining you, it's killing the dream. You got to understand something. Your energy is your currency. It's more valuable than money, more valuable than clout, more valuable than time. Because energy is what gets you up and you're up at 4 a.m. Energy is what pushes you to go harder when your body says quit. Energy is what separates good from great, average from elite, ordinary from unstoppable. And the truth is, some of y'all giving millionaire energy to minimum wage relationships. You giving grind mode energy to people who still stuck in gossip mode. You're trying to go to the top while you let folks pull you into the mud. And I'm telling you, you can't afford it this year. Not this year. And two. This grind is personal now. So that means protecting your energy has to be intentional. I'm talking about guarding your peace like your life depends on you, because it does. I'm talking about not answering every call, not explaining yourself to people who never understood you, not proving your worth to folks who ain't even working on themselves. See, everybody wants your attention, but not everybody deserves your presence. And if you keep giving it away without boundary, you're gonna wake up 10 years from now empty, gifted, exhausted, talented, but wasted. You can't be everything to everybody, and you shouldn't even try. You gotta get strategic. That means there's some people who just can't walk with you no more. It doesn't mean you don't love it. It just means you love your purpose more. It means you've matured, you've elevated. You've grown past small talk, fake support, and people who only check in when they need something. You're on a mission now, and you're on a mission now, and not everybody gets a ticket on this flight. Let me break it down. You wouldn't leave your car door open in the hood, would you? You wouldn't let just anybody walk in your house without knocking, right? So why are you letting folks walk in your sphere? Walk in your energy field, distract your mindset, pollute your grind. In 2025, You gotta protect your inner world like your external success depends on it, because it does. When you're tired, don't go around more noise. Go toward silence. When you're overwhelmed, don't go on social media. Go into your discipline zone. When you're drained, stop texting people who drain you more. Start pouring into yourself. Rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. Recharging isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Listen, even your phone dies. What makes you think you can keep going forever with no recharge, no reset, no retreat? You can. You're not a robot. You're a vessel. You carry dream. You carry destiny. You carry responsibility. But if the vessel's cracked, the oil leaks, the gift leaks, the fire fades. So this year, you gotta patch the cracks. You gotta seal the holes. You gotta eliminate the people, the habits, the environments that make you feel small. You weren't built to shrink. You were built to rise. But you can't rise when you're emotionally bankrupt, spiritually bankrupt, mentally cluttered. Protect your mornings, because how you start is how you finish. Protect your schedule, because time is non-refundable. Protect your self-talk, because every lie you accept from the world becomes a limit you put on yourself. Protect your circle, because proximity influences power. Don't just hang with the familiar, hang with the focused. Don't just chill with the loud, link with the discipline. Surround yourself with people who sharpen you, not dull you. People who stretch you, not stress you. People who correct you when you off track, not people who cheer for your dysfunction because they benefit from your laziness. Your energy is sacred. Your dream is sacred. Your calling is sacred. So why are you letting chaos live rent-free in your life? Why are you still trying to fix people who don't want to be fixed? Why are you investing in people who ain't invested in themselves? Listen, if they wanted it, they move. If they wanted growth, they show it. You ain't God. Stop trying to carry folks who won't walk on their own. Love them, but let them go. This is the year you show up to the battlefield rested, charged, fueled, focused, not confused, not depleted, not pulled in 5 different directions, because when your energy is clean, your grind is clean. When your energy is aligned, your results multiply. When your spirit is centered, you're dangerous to every lie the world tried to tell you. So in 2025, don't just grind, protect the grind, protect the vessel, protect the power. Because when your energy is under control, the whole game changes. Stop trying to prove something to everybody. Stop wasting your grind trying to impress people who ain't even paying attention to their own life. Let me tell you something real. In 2025, it's not about showing people what you're capable of. It's about doing. It's not about talking about the vision. It's about walking in, breathing it, living it, bleeding for it. Enough with the watch me energy. We done with that. This year is a watch what I build, whether you clap or not. Some of you are still stuck because you're chasing validation. You're doing it for your mama, your friends, your social media, your ex, your haters. And every time they don't notice, you get discouraged. Every time they don't like your post, you lose momentum. Every time they don't respond, you start questioning your calling. Let me tell you something. They were never your fuel in the first place. You got to fuel yourself with purpose now. Execution is the new language. Consistency is the new flex. You think greatness happens in applause? Nah. Greatness is born in the shadows, when nobody's watching, when it's just you, your grind, your dream, and your discipline. That's where empires are built, in silence, in sacrifice, in systems, not in screenshots and selfies, not in telling people what you're about to do. This year, if you about it tough, do it. If you serious, show me in silence. Let your results make the noise. Let your habits do the talking. You keep trying to prove your worth. You keep thinking if you get that next degree, they'll respect you. If you get that promotion, you'll see you. If you hit that milestone, maybe then they'll believe in you. Forget all that. Stop hustling for attention. Start executing for legacy. Because in the end, it's not who clapped for you, it's what you left behind. It's not who cheered, it's what you built. It's what you built. This ain't about making people jealous. This is about making impact. You don't need more people to believe in you. You need more discipline to finish what you started. The real ones don't talk. They move. They wake up and execute when motivation disappears. They stick to the schedule when life gets messy. They post less and perform more. This year, you don't need a new goal. You need a new standard. Raise it. You need to execute like your life depends on it because it does. You tired of being broke? Execute. You tired of being overlooked? Execute. You tired of feeling like potential with no progress? Execute. You tired of dreaming and never delivering? Execute. And listen, it's not gonna feel good. It's not always gonna be exciting, but the grind don't care how you feel. It cares if you finish. Are you showing up when nobody's clapping? Are you pushing through when the results are slow? Are you staying consistent when it's boring? Let me be real with you. That moment when you want to quit, but you don't. That's the moment that changes everything. That's the moment that separates you from 99% of the world. Because most people don't execute. They just wish. They just wait. They just wait. They just talk.
They just scroll, but not you. Not in 2025. This year you cut the noise.
This year you stop trying to prove and you start producing. People don't respect words, they respect work. They don't remember promises, they remember performance. So stop trying to get noticed and start getting things done. Stack the wins, stack the habits, discipline. Build so much in the dark that when they finally see it, they can't ignore it. Let your life become the loudest statement in the room. And when they ask, "Well, where have you been?" you look them in the eyes and say, "Working." No more talking about what you're gonna do. No more big plans coming soon. No more wait till next month. Now you running now. You grinding now. You executing now. And when the pain hits, when the setbacks come, when the energy dips, you keep going. Because now you understand. Execution isn't about how you feel. It's about who you decided to become. You ain't in competition with nobody. You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. You owe this grind to yourself. You owe that younger version of you who dreamed big and didn't know how. You owe them execution. You owe your future kids, your future peace, your future legacy execution. You owe your last name more than your followers. So stop asking who's watching. Stop asking who believes. Stop waiting for perfect timing. This is your year to finish what you started. This is your year to build what they said was impossible. Not with noise, not with drama, not with validation. Just execution. Relentless, ruthless, focused execution. You've been chasing your dreams long enough. Running, hoping, planning, talking. But in 2025, it's time to stop chasing and start embodying. You ain't just following a dream anymore. You are the dream. You are the proof that it's possible. You are the one who came from the dirt, from the bottom, from brokenness. And now you're becoming the vision you once only imagined in your sleep. This ain't fantasy anymore. This is your reality if you're bold enough to claim it. You spent years looking at the goal like it was distant, like it was over there, like it was something you had to run after. Nah, not anymore. In 2025, you stop running after the dream and you start walking like it already lives in you. You start moving like it's already in your blood, like it's already part of your DNA because you weren't born to chase. You were born to transform. The grind changes when you realize this. You stop operating out of desperation and you start moving with dominion. You walk into rooms differently. You speak differently. You breathe differently. You breathe differently. Not because you're cocky, but because you finally know who you are. You realize the dream wasn't some external thing. It was already planted in you the whole time. The real mission to activate it, to awaken it, to become it. When people see you now, they're not just looking at someone with big goals. They're looking at the manifestation of perseverance, of grit, of faith, of sacrifice. They're looking at someone who refused to quit when life threw the hardest punches, who got up after being broken, who stayed in the fight when the world said, "We're done." You're not just wearing the brand. You're not just preaching the message. You are the message. You are the message. You are the example. So no, we don't chase anymore. We don't beg for opportunity. We don't wish on stars. We become the light. We don't knock on doors. We build our own house. We don't ask for a seat at the table. We bring the table, the blueprint, the food, and the fire. We are the vision that generations before us prayed for. You are becoming what they said was impossible. You are becoming what they thought would stay a statistic. You are the walking answer to someone's doubt, someone's fear, someone's limitation. But don't get it twisted. This ain't about ego. This ain't about trying to stunt. This is about legacy. This is about purpose. This is about waking up every day and choosing to live out the dream, not just dream about it. Choosing to let your actions match your ambition. Choosing to let your discipline match your desire. Choosing to step into the person you've always been capable of becoming, but maybe too scared to fully embrace. Because here's the truth. Most people love the idea of a dream, but few are willing to become the kind of person that dream requires. You want to be a CEO, but are you willing to live like one when nobody's watching? You want to inspire millions, but are you willing to master your mindset in silence? You want financial freedom, but are you willing to sacrifice that comfort now to build that future? You can't just wear the hoodie. You got to live the grind. The dream is not in the future. The dream is inside you right now. And every decision you make, every early morning, every rep in the gym, every late night studying, every dollar saved, every second you choose discipline over distraction, you are forming the shape of your destiny. You are chiseling the sculpture of your greatness. You are walking deeper into who you're becoming. And yeah, it's lonely sometimes. People won't understand. Some will walk away, some will talk, some will lie. But none of that matters because you're not chasing their approval. You're not chasing likes. You're not chasing followers. You're not chasing money. You're chasing alignment. You're chasing mastery. You're chasing the fullest version of yourself. And every day you show up, you're getting closer. So in 2025, let this sink deep. You are not chasing anymore. That's the old version of you. That's the version that doubted, that hesitated, that hoped someone would come save them. Not anymore. You've been through too much. You've survived too much. You've survived too much. You crossed the line. There's no going back. You don't need to chase what already belongs to you. You just need to become what's already inside you. Fully, completely, with no apologies, no permission, no fear. Just power, just presence, just purpose. You're not the dreamer anymore. You are the dream. You say you love the dream. You say you want success. You say this personal. But let me ask you something. How do you show love to your goals? How do you show love to your vision? Talk is cheap. Emotion is temporary. Motivation fades. In 2025, love ain't a feeling. It's a discipline. Discipline is how you say, I got you to your future. Discipline is how you prove that this ain't just hype. It's life or death. Stop thinking discipline is punishment. Nah, discipline is commitment in motion. Discipline is when you wake up at 4 a.m. not because you feel like it, but because you refuse to betray yourself again. Discipline is when you say no to the party, no to distractions, no to fast pleasure, because you already made a vow to yourself. This year, we're locking in. This year, we're going to war with mediocrity. This year, we don't make excuses. We make sacrifices. See, love is patient. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love doesn't quit when things get hard. Well, guess what? Discipline is love. It's showing up when you're tired. It's pushing through when you're broken. It's refusing to skip the reps. It's doing what's right even when it's not convenient. In 2025, the people who win are not the most talented. They're not the most gifted. They're the ones who love themselves enough to stay disciplined when nobody was clapping for them. You say you want to be great. You say you want the crown. Then you better understand, discipline is the currency. Discipline is the access code. Discipline is the doorway. Everybody wants results, but very few are willing to be faithful to the process. And that's what discipline is. Faithfulness, loyalty, obedience to your own potential. You keep breaking promises to yourself and wondering why you feel stuck. It's because your actions ain't lining up with your vision. You think love is soft? No. Real love is hard. Real love is relentless. Real love fights. And in 2025, that's what discipline looks like. It's love that wakes you up. It's love that tells you to keep going. It's love that drags you out of bed when your flesh says, give up. It's love that keeps you hungry when your environment says, I'll be satisfied. You're not doing this just for the success. You're doing it because you refuse to die average. You're in a relationship now, not with a person, but with your grind. And just like any relationship, there are days when you don't feel it. There are days when it gets rough. But the ones who stay committed, they reap the rewards. You don't fall in love once and expect it to carry you forever. Nah, but you choose to love daily. You show up daily and you do the work daily. That's discipline. That's how you prove this year is different. Discipline means you respect the call. You respect the gift. You don't wait until it's urgent. you don't wait until you're desperate. You train like you're already at the top because you know that champions are built in private long before the lights ever come on. The world sees the success, but it's the discipline behind the curtain that got you there. And don't tell me discipline is hard. You know what's harder? Regret. Waking up 10 years from now, wishing you had the courage to stay locked in. Wishing you didn't let temporary feelings rob you of eternal purpose. Wishing you didn't let comfort destroy your calling. That's pain. That's heartbreak. That's the kind of hurt that don't heal easy. So if you're going to struggle anyway, struggle for something that matters. Discipline is how you love your family. Discipline is how you break generational curses. Discipline is how you build wealth. Discipline is how you gain peace. Discipline is how you stay free. Every time you say no to distractions, you're saying yes to legacy. Every time you keep your word to yourself, you're building self-respect. Every time you follow through, you're creating momentum that can't be stopped. Stop looking for hacks. Stop searching for shortcuts. There is no substitute for showing up and grinding daily. You want to win in 25? Then make discipline your identity, not something you do, who you are. I don't care how you feel. I care how you move when you don't feel it. Champions ain't made when it's easy. They're made in the dark, in the trenches. When the only thing keeping you going is your decision to never fold. You want to love your dream? Love it the way it deserves. Don't love it with words. Love it with work. Don't love it with emotion. Love it with consistency. Don't love it when it's pretty. Love it when it's ugly, when it's painful, when it's lonely, when nobody else sees it but you. That's real love. That's real discipline. That's the language of greatness. Because in 2025, your love story is with the grind. And discipline, that's how you say, I do. Everybody loves the victory speech, but nobody wants to walk through the valley in silence. Everybody wants the crime, but nobody wants the quiet seasons, the lonely grind, the moments when nobody checks in. But let me tell you something real. Your comeback, your next level, is being built into silence, in the dark, when nobody is watching, when nobody believes in you. That's where legends are made. This ain't about the applause. This ain't about going viral. In 2025, we're not chasing claps, we're chasing character. You don't need to post it. You don't need to prove it. You don't need to prove it. You don't need a crowd to validate your commitment. Because the real ones know the work you do in silence speaks louder than anything you could ever say out loud. You feel like people forgot about you? Good. That's your advantage. You feel like they counted you out? Good. That's the moment you go harder. Because when the world goes silent, that's when your soul gets loud. That's when you stop performing and start transforming. That's when the real grind begins. No filters, no faking. Just you in the process. You don't build strength in the spotlight. You build in silence, in the gym when it's cold, on the track when it's raining, in the library when everybody else is sleeping, at the desk when your friends are partying. That's where champions are built. That's where dreams take root. That's where the foundation is laid in the unseen. Some of y'all out here frustrated because nobody's clapping for you. But let me ask you something. Are you clapping for yourself? Are you proud of how you move when nobody's looking? Because if you're only consistent when people are watching, that ain't discipline. That's performance. That's ego. And ego will always collapse under pressure. But character rises. Character outlasts the noise. And character is built in silence. You keep thinking silence means failure. Nah, silence means focus. It means you're under construction. It means you're under construction. It means you're rebuilding. It means you're in the gym of life putting in reps while the rest of the world is distracted. You're in the lab, grinding, sweating, sacrificing. And when it's time, they'll see the results. Not because you scream, but because your growth is undeniable. Don't be afraid of the quiet. That quiet season is sacred. That's where your identity is tested. That's where your endurance is stretched. That's where you find out who you really are. When there's no camera, no feedback, no attention, just you and your why. The people who shine the brightest are the ones who are willing to suffer in silence, to grow when nobody believed, to push when nobody saw it. Your comeback is not for the doubters. It's not for your ex. It's not for the haters. It's for you, for the person you promised you become, for the vision that's been living in your chest for too long. You're not trying to prove anything to them. You're proving it to yourself. You owe you this. You owe your younger self this. You owe the version of you that refused to quit. You ever notice how seeds grow? Not in the sunlight, not on display. They grow underground, hidden, covered in dirt, pressed down. But that dirt ain't the end. It's the beginning. That dirt is necessary. That silence is the space where God molds you, shapes you, prepares you. You ain't buried. You're planted. You're planted. You're planted. When your season comes, let bloom nothing. So this year, don't fear the silence. Embrace it. Use it. Let it sharpen you. Let it refine your routine. Let it rebuild your discipline. Stop scrolling and start scripting your comeback. Stop talking and start executing. You don't have to broadcast your every move. Let your actions be your announcement. Let your results be your response. When it gets quiet, get louder in your work, louder in your focus, louder in your intention. People don't need to know your every move. Just let them see your next level. Let them witness your transformation. Let them be shocked when you show up with results that couldn't be denied. Your silence is not weakness. It's strategy. It's healing. It's realignment. It's power. The people who underestimated you, they were never meant to see the process. They only get to see the product. Because the best revenge is not words, it's success. And the best success, that's earned in silence. So if you're in that dark place right now, keep going. If nobody's checking in, good, check in with yourself. If nobody's applauding you, good, clap for your own growth. If the grind feels invisible, good. That means it's working. That means it's deep. That means it's real. You're not falling off. You're falling into alignment. You're not being ignored. You're being prepared because the comeback is personal and is being built right now in the silence. For too long, you've been moving with a chip on your shoulder. You've been grinding just to shut people up, to silence the doubters, to make the haters eat their words. I get it. That fire can fuel you for a moment. But let me tell you something real. In 2025, that's over. This year ain't about proving them wrong. It's about proving you right. You spend so much time trying to prove to them that you're not a failure, that you're not weak, that you're not average. But what about what you believe? What about the vision you had before they even had an opinion? What about the goals you wrote in your notebook when nobody was watching? What about that promise you made to yourself when you were at your lowest? That's what this year is about. Not revenge, not ego, purpose. Because if you keep grinding just to prove people wrong, what happens when they stop watching? What happens when the applause fades? What happens when the hate disappears? You'll lose your fire. You'll lose your reason. But when you grind to prove you're right, when you work from the inside, not the outside, you become unstoppable. Because now the fire's internal, it's spiritual, it's rooted. Some of y'all have been using pain like gas in the tank, but pain don't last long. Eventually, the bitterness runs dry. That's why 2025 is personal. This is about identity, this is about alignment, this is about living up to who you said you were when nobody else believed it but you. They told you you weren't smart enough. Cool, they told you you weren't talented enough. Fine. They said you never make it. Let them talk. But the truth is, you never needed them to see it. You needed to believe it first. Then now, you're not looking back. Because you finally understand that you were never chasing validation. You were chasing vision. This ain't no movie. Nobody's gonna clap during the grind. Nobody's gonna pause and say, oh, you're doing a great job. You're gonna have to clap for yourself. You're gonna have to remind yourself that you are exactly who you said you were. Not because they said it, because you know it. 2025 is the year you look in the mirror and see someone worth betting on. Not because of the likes, not because of the numbers, but because you got up every single day and did the work, even when it was hard, even when it was silent, even when the results weren't showing. That's the kind of faith that builds empires. That's the kind of belief that transforms lives. And let me tell you this, you don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't need to post it. You don't need to convince anybody. Just execute. Just become it. Just live it. The only person you're in competition with is the version of you that settled last year. The version of you that procrastinated, that gave excuses, that doubted. Kill that version. Replace it with the version that gets up early, that keeps promises, that's laser focused. You see, the most dangerous person on the planet is the one who believes in themselves when nobody else does. The one who doesn't need applause to show up. The one who doesn't need motivation to move. That's who you are now. You've been sleeping on yourself for too long. This is the year you wake up and go all in. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop waiting for the right people. Stop waiting for the right people. Stop waiting for someone to discover you. Discover your damn self. You got something in you that the world hasn't seen yet because you haven't unlocked it yet. And that starts with belief. Not in them, not in what they think, but in you when you were broken, when you were lost, when you were crying in silence. They weren't there, but you were. You held yourself together. You pushed through. You picked yourself up. So don't give them the credit now. Give it to you. You earned this. From this moment forward, every step you take, every goal you chase, every risk you take, it's for you, not to impress them, not to silence them, but to honor that part of you that never gave up, that refused to die, that kept dreaming even when it looked impossible. In 2025, it's time to live up to your own expectation, to fulfill your own potential. To fulfill your own potential, success, you're chasing purpose. You're not just building wealth, you're building legacy. You're not just climbing for status. You're climbing to become everything you were born to be. This year, you don't move with anger. You move with alignment. You don't move with vengeance. You move with vision. You move with vision. You don't grind corporate goal. You grind because you're convicted. You're locked in. You're laser focused. And this time, it's not about being loud. It's about being legendary. Because when the smoke clears, when the dust settles, the only voice you need to hear saying, you did it, is your own. You ready? Let's go.